day 4 and final day. Train strike tomorrow, so I pushed my train ticket to this afternoon instead of tomorrow morning. Chandler's flexible, so that's all good. So I'll catch the 3:20 bullet train from Rome to Milan. Just did a run down the Tiber River, which is right through the city of Rome. These huge paths. I mean, it would have been perfect if all of Rome wasn't under construction. I had to like get off and run through random side streets. A little of a mess, but 6.5 miles, which felt great. Didn't do anything yesterday, just on the bike all day, so getting some mileage in. Felt really good. I'm seeing a little bit of nature. Big, beautiful, wide river. I mean, not too many people. I mean, I guess I started late, but not too many people running or biking. More people on the other side, but good way to start the last day in Rome. Final thoughts on Rome. I guess the wild part for me is just like how all these historical, you know, from the antiquity, archaeological and architecture sites are just interwoven within the commerce and business and residential living of Rome. Like you just walk down a street, which is just beautiful, this is a normal street in Rome, and you come around a corner and there's like Trevi Fountain or the Pantheon or one of a million just incredible churches. And it's just like all interlaced within the city. Like if you're staying in the central district, you can do a 3-mile loop and hit every single, or maybe a 4-mile loop and hit all the top stuff. It's all just right there, which is just incredible. The food, I mean, like I had a croissant, the croissants at this place right by where, I mean, they literally pull them out of the oven and then just serve you right there. It's incredible. This pizza, it's called mozzarella and tomate, like 2 blocks away. I mean, it's fresh out of the oven. It's so good. I mean, if I'm being 100% honest, like even at 42, God, imagine me at 25, but even at 42, like I just still can't appreciate Rome to remotely close to its full potential. I mean, like I get that like the Colosseum was built 2,500 years ago. It's an architectural masterpiece. People used to like fight to the death. I mean, it's incredible it still exists as well as it does. Like I didn't go inside of it. I didn't take a tour. I didn't go inside the Vatican. I didn't see the Sistine Chapel. Like, I just don't care. It's like so bad. I'm just uncultured and ignorant, and as much as like I love seeing all that stuff from the outside, and I really did, like the highlight of this trip was renting a Ducati. It cost me a fortune, and just bombing around Tuscany and hitting hot springs and just kind of being on the open road. Those roads in Tuscany, I didn't see people for a while. I mean, it was just like empty roads, beautiful. So yeah, I mean, imagine if I had an appreciation for like art, history, or culture. Wow. I mean, I get why like everyone comes to Rome. It should be like I mean, if it's not the #1 touristed city, it should be. I mean, it's kind of perfect. So that Ducati, it definitely grew on me a lot. Well, first of all, it was supposed to be like 150 euro for the day. And I knew I was gonna go over the mileage. Like I knew there was no chance. So I knew it'd be more. I didn't like do the math. I didn't know how many kilometers I was gonna go. You get 100 free kilometers. I did like 347. I just rode all day. So she saw the kilometer thing. It was supposed to be like 274 euro, and she just scratched that off of the printout and wrote like 250, which is still, I mean, like that's almost $300. Again, Ducati, helmets, boots, gloves, the thing that puts your phone on the bike, like everything. Ducati sounded incredible, just especially when I got into, also it pulled from every gear at every range, which I figured out. I mean, it's got 110 horsepower, but the gear ratio is all tight together. It's getting kind of loud. I'm gonna backtrack a little bit. the gear ratio is all tight together, so top speed is probably 140, but it gets to 140 like immediately. Like even in third or fourth gear, it would pull. The fastest I went up to like 115 or so. Cruising speed was just like 85 to 100 on the freeway, and then probably 45 to 60 in Tuscany. But anything faster than like 95, 100, and it's a naked bike, the wind resistance was just like really brutal. Last couple of thoughts on that Ducati. Throttle, even in touring mode, not even in sport mode, was like real sensitive. And when I did have to like stop and then get into first, like you had to be so kind to the clutch to just have a smooth into first transition. But the horn was really easy. It was in the perfect spot. It's a weird thing to say, but that's the most important instrument on a bike, is to let people know where you are. I'm so liberal on the horn, I don't give a whatever. I'm not gonna get hit. Riding back into Rome was nuts. And yeah, I mean, that was the highlight for me, was just being on Ducati. I'm not even a Ducati guy, but because I'm in Italy, being on Ducati and just riding through Rome. And not Rome, but the countryside, and hitting the hot springs. So Rome, home run. It was supposed to be another full day. All good for me that I'm leaving a day early. Pumped to see Milan and Chandler. There's a nice church up there. There's some thermal baths up there that look incredible. So it should be fun. All right, got to Milano. Took the high-speed train. Pretty comfortable, pretty uneventful, pretty easy. I mean, it said we were doing like 298 kilometers an hour, which is like 180 miles an hour, which is sweet, but it was dark outside, so couldn't really see a whole lot. This train station's incredible, you can kind of see. Saw a Buffalini sandwich, which is my all-time favorite. Basil, bunch of cheese, and prosciutto paninis. I had to stop for one of those. I'm gonna figure out the metro, hopefully, and see Chandler as soon as I can finish the sandwich and figure out the metro.